Hello, Saint-Pierre. Today it's a new recipe. It's falafels. And we're going to be using a very basic recipe. This is one of my recipes. What we're going to start off with is I have dried chickpeas and we have canned chickpeas. In a lot of the recipes you find online, they say it's better not to use the canned chickpeas. The fact of the matter is canned chickpeas work just as well as the dry ones. And it's convenient because they're already prepared. You don't have to soak them. You don't have to cook them. So what we have here, we have some ground cumin, we have parsley flake, turmeric, and we have coriander seed that's ground. I have 3 different kinds of peppers. I have onion, and normally I add celery. It all gets done in a food processor. Unfortunately for falafel, you need a food processor. You can't do it all by hand. What you would do is you will cut up your peppers and your onion and your celery, and you put it in the food processor and you blend it until it becomes very, very fine. You would take it out, put it in a strainer, let the liquid drain. Let it drain into a container where you can keep it on the side in case you need it, because sometimes when you do your chickpeas, they're a little too dry. Normally, the way I do it is I pulse them in a food processor. Once it becomes very fine, I add in my pulsed veggies that I already did. For a bag of 900 grams, I add 1 of each pepper, a red pepper, a yellow pepper, and a green pepper. And I add 2 to 3 onions, depending on the size. I add 1 teaspoon of each of my seasoning. Now, if you want more, you can use fresh coriander. I find it overpowering, so I prefer to use the ground seed. Each person has their taste, so you can adjust it to your taste. Once you've made your mix, it has to be a certain consistency. It can't be too wet. It's going to be sticky to your hands when you roll your balls. I use a trick. I put it in flour, and I roll it in flour before I put it in the hot oil. The reason for that is your falafel doesn't break up. Anyway, in a few seconds, we're going to show you exactly how we make the balls and how to dredge them in flour so that they stay together, and this way you get a nice crisp outer layer and the inside is very light and fluffy and it's very well cooked. The other ingredient I forgot to say, this is the secret ingredient which I picked up from another chef, is to use baking powder. Into your mix you put a teaspoon of baking powder. It will make your falafel very light. It's not. This is roughly a number 8 ice cream tube. If I put this ball into the oil, it will completely disintegrate. So by putting flour, it keeps it in one shape. If you want them really extra crispy, there's another trick you can do with your flour. Add a tablespoon of cornstarch. It'll make it even crispier.